say it works pretty well. The HK M27, well, technically it's the MR556A1 that we've got decked out to look exactly like the United States Marine Corps infantry automatic rifle, the IAR M27. I don't know, I think this would be a pretty cool gun to feature at cfcontest.com. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But there you have it, stripper clipped ammunition coming from Winchester. Welcome back, everybody. Clint today with Classic Firearms out here at Take Aim Training and Range, here to talk about, well, stripper clips. We're talking about clipped ammo today because we recently got in quite a bit of this Winchester stuff that's kind of impressed me because of two things. One, it already comes clipped, which we're going to get into that here in just a moment. But also, I've always said this, why won't more manufacturers come out with 30-round packs or 30-round boxes in 5.56 for that cartridge? Because that just makes sense to me if you know why. And here we're going to talk about today exactly what comes in these boxes and also clipped ammunition. Because what is a clip, right? It is not this. This is a magazine. This is a container that holds rounds that allow for the feeding of said rounds into a semi-automatic rifle, this being a M4, M16, AR-15 magazine. There you have that. However, what I'm about to show you guys right now, on the other hand, is a clip. So for all of you out there that keep referring to your mags as clips, you know, it's a free country, do what you want to do, even though you're wrong. This is an actual clip, all right? The more you know. If you use the right terminology, more people will take you seriously too. It's probably why I don't take many politicians seriously at all. Anyway, so with this, why, right? You would think with modern technology and the modern age of the United States military and things like that, that if we have these, what's the point of these? Well, funny you should ask, right? Because here's how this ammunition actually comes. Well, whenever it's issued out to Marines, soldiers, anybody else using the M855, M855A1, M193, whatever it might be, and there's plenty of other cartridges too that come clipped like this. In fact, the original cartridge, well, was a lot bigger than this and also designed by Frederick Mannlicher. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but we all should actually know that name for, well, his contribution into the firearms world. In the late 1800s, he actually came up with the N-block clip, which is the one that we love when it goes ping from the M1 Garand, and also, well, the same rifle, the Carcano, utilizes an N-block style clip, so there you have it, all right? So anyway, how exactly do these work? Because I know a lot of people that might be looking at this and be like, oh, well, that looks neat and organized. That's great. But how do you actually get these into the mag? Because the simple way of doing it is just, well, there's little tabs at the end of the clip that keeps the ammo held in, and you can just pull the round out. That little metal tab bends, and you can just start loading the rounds like you typically would. That's all fine and well, but you'll notice in every single box of this Winchester ammunition comes what's called a spoon. This is your little speed loader, kind of, right? And how does this work? You'll notice on the old GI aluminum mags, metal mags, steel mags, whatever you want to call them, aluminum, that this just fits right onto the back just like so. It actually kind of slides right into one of the grooves that you see on the spine of the magazine, fits just like that. You then take your stripper clip, insert through the top, and then just take the meat of your thumb and then just push down. Remove the spent stripper, and there you have it. The rounds just stay seated like that. And you do that, well, 10 rounds per clip, 3 times, you do the math, right? So there you have that. However, the United States Marine Corps especially has moved away completely from these mags. We're actually not even issued these, and I've mentioned this before, if the Armory, if you're still in, by the way, and the Armory has these that they've been issuing to them, they're no longer approved for use, so turn them into the Armory and get yourself some of these. These are what's being issued now, the new Magpul P-Mags. These are the FDE Gen 3 window mags, and these are the ones that are now the only mags approved for service for the M4, M16, and M27 platform. So do the stripper clips still work in these? Let's find out, right? Insert spoon. It's already, as you can tell, a little bit tighter. Noticing that if we add it on the back of here, it nice and loose. A little bit more material on the PMag, but that was a standard. Something that had to be, that was actually requested, was to make sure that you could still insert the spoon and also utilize, again, the said stripper clip to expediently load your magazines, just in case in the heat of battle or whatever else, you don't just have a bunch of loose rounds laying around. You can do this, and let's see if it works as well. Yeah, I'd say so. One round fell out on me that I grabbed with the meat of my thumb there, but yeah, it worked pretty well. What about 20 rounds? Let's see if we can get 20 rounds in there, because I still have one more clip, and insert just like so. Get that last round in there. All right, might not be perfect, but it's a little bit quicker than just taking a bunch of rounds and then letting them float around in a dump pouch or an ammo can or whatever else to quickly load your magazines. So hold that guy down, pull the spoon out, take that one round, insert in the mag. I got 20 rounds in there, and as far as I can tell, it looks like they'll work just fine. I didn't individually load them. If only I had a gun laying around somewhere that I could actually shoot. Oh, this should work. Hold on, where are my eyes at? There they are. You know, safety first. Yeah, that looks like maybe that mag was made for this rifle or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, don't you? Let's see if it works. Yeah, I'd say it works pretty well. The HK M27, well, technically it's the MR556A1 that we've got decked out to look exactly like the United States Marine Corps infantry automatic rifle, the IAR M27. I don't know, I think this would be a pretty cool gun to feature at cfcontest.com. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But there you have it, stripper clipped ammunition coming from Winchester. This is also M193 ammo, 55 grain, full metal jacket. You've heard of the beautiful story before. They also rate these at 3,180 feet per second. Now it's typically through a much longer barrel than what is on the 16.5 inch barrel, but you still get that velocity, you get that lightweight round doing some pretty awesome work. I had to run and go pick up my empty mag. So we've got a empty mag, brand new box. Let's just see about how long it takes to get this stuff loaded up. Spoon, great. And then the stripper clipped ammo, as you see. And just go ahead and slip that on. All right, great. And then we just make sure everything's lined up and push. Perfect. And sometimes, I mean, this is pretty old technology going into a polymer magazine. Sometimes this stuff isn't the smoothest, but hey, in a pinch, it gets the job done, especially if you're, you know, taking rounds and you don't want to have to just, again, break the round off of each time or each little stripper clip. But anyway, there you go. There is a fully loaded mag. Pop that in there, and now we are all set to engage. Pretty, right? Just like that. So it takes, I don't know, that was about 40 seconds or so, depending. It probably wasn't even that long, but anyway, and that right there just goes to show you how easy that really is. And if it's great for storing ammo as well. It just keeps things neat and tidy, like I said, because having a bunch of these laying around clipped and ready to go instead of having just a bunch of loose ammo, it just makes life a little bit easier. And the fact that it's a 600 round case already, just as it comes, I feel like this is the ideal ammo to keep stored for a really bad day, or year, or month, or whatever it might be. I don't know, Red Dawn. Anyway, but I think we can leave it off there, guys. Do you use clipped ammunition? And are you going to quit calling these clips if you have been this whole time? Because you should, right? There's also a lot more important things to argue about too, like current legislation. So make sure you're supporting organizations like Gun Owners of America and Firearms Policy Coalition to help prevent the further destruction and dismantling of our Constitution and the Second Amendment, of course. So anyway, we'll leave it off there, guys. Again, let us know what you think about the IAR that you see right here. That's built out pretty awesomely, if you asked me. And